going to get those reps and just a chance to get out there and hit people?
I mean, yeah, really just any chance to get on the field is really all I'm looking for. I really just I don't really like watching from the sidelines. I like just trying to do anything I can to help the team out. So if that's where they find me having most success right now, then that's where I want to be, and just to help the team, honestly.
Is that an area you guys are concerned about? I mean, you guys have given up more 30-yard returns this year than I think almost anyone in the country, which is not ideal. It's not a position that a lot of teams don't even return kicks anymore. Is that something that's a heightened alert as you prepare for a returner like Singleton this week?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I feel like we always just take every special team seriously, every game. It's not just one game or the other, but I feel like they definitely want to try to find the right people to get down there and make the plays and just to get the best, win the field position battle. So really just, I mean, if they call for me, then I'm going to give them all I got to get down there and try to get the ball carried down.
What kind of transition has it been like for you to go from being a guy who was playing defensive tackle a year ago to now running down the field on kickoffs?
Yeah, it's crazy. I haven't done a kickoff since like 8th grade, so really just getting down there to do it really excited me a lot and just got me a lot of adrenaline pumping before it. But I love it. I love running. I love doing just being able to hit people.
When did you maybe kind of realize, or the coaches kind of realize, that you were a guy who could contribute in that area?
Really just trying to show off my speed and practice, really just trying to run to the ball, trying to get everywhere as fast as I can, and I feel like it's really starting to pay off and just doing as much as I can.
Just on the defensive side of things, you've gotten into the games, you've gotten a chance to show that side of what you want to do. How has that been in your mind, and where do you think you can still grow?
I mean, honestly, I'm very blessed to be able to keep playing in all these games. I mean, I feel like I've gotten a lot of reps that I feel like a lot of players around the country haven't gotten as a freshman. So, I mean, I'm beyond blessed to have them and just be able to see all these different teams and see all the different schemes and just get ready for my next seasons here, really.
Did it take you time to become okay with, look, it may not be till late in the game when I get in, and I have to work into that bigger role?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a big change from high school, from starting and playing almost every snap of the game. But, I mean, after you kind of realize it and kind of realize what you're getting into, you kind of appreciate it more, and you kind of don't ever take a rep off, I feel like, and you kind of just go as hard as you can. I like how to play like that.
It was like a year ago at this time you had not made a decision yet about college, or you just did. You were planning on waiting to enroll in June. You decided in the next 4 weeks, you know, I got to just enroll early. Are you looking back, like, how happy are you that you made that decision?
I feel like, this is definitely the greatest decision I've ever made. I feel like I've benefited every aspect of my life off of it, and I mean, I just couldn't be more happy.
What caused the hesitancy at first that you weren't sure you wanted to enroll early?
Really, COVID backed me up a lot, just not to be able to get anywhere or see these new colleges or these new experiences, really. So I never really got to see all that. So I was trying to cram it all in at the little amount of time that I had at the end of the season, which really didn't really help at all. But I mean, I always had Ohio State as kind of just that front runner in the back of my head, kind of telling me every time I'd go to see a new school or a new experience.
When you made that decision, were these the kind of games that you were thinking about playing in?
Oh yeah, definitely. I love all the excitement. I love all the fans yelling at you. I love everything.
How, just to go to Penn State for the first time, only your second road game, kind of what's your preparation like for that? How do you kind of get yourself in that mindset?
I mean, really just staying the course, talking to all my players, trying to see how that feels, and then kind of getting that feel out in practice with the crowd noise and everything kind of helps. And really just looking up on your older peers and just kind of relaying back off them and see what they have to tell you really is what I look off of.
What have you guys been doing in practice to kind of prepare for that?
Really just kind of just learning your position, like doing your job every play no matter what, and just not letting all the outside distractions get to you, and which I feel like that can definitely get in a lot of players' heads when they're playing out there, just seeing everything around you, but just locking in really is the one aspect I want to make sure I focus on.
Does piping in crowd noise in practice actually matter at all when you go play on the road?
I mean, I feel like sometimes it does because you don't really see that flip side against you. So now that you feel it in practice, you kind of get a little hint of it.
I mean, just different words.
Yeah.
A little less R-rated. What's been the biggest adjustment to your game as a pass rusher since being here in January, working with Larry Johnson, watching the way JT and Zach and all these other guys do their stuff? Where have you seen the most growth?
Really just kind of like diagnosing my pass rush. I didn't really know all the little things that went into a pass rush right off your first step. So really just kind of learning myself, learning my body, how many steps I need to take to do a power step or how many steps I need to take to do a speed step. So really just kind of learning myself as a player really helped me out a lot.
Is there an offensive tackle here, obviously a pretty good group of offensive linemen, that you like practicing against, or that you feel like you have a winning streak against?
I wouldn't say I have a winning streak against any of them, but I mean, I feel like going against Josh Fryer every day, he has the power and everything behind him that really kind of gets me stumped a little bit sometimes and kind of gets me working a little bit more, I feel like.
With as much as you have been playing this year, like, is it hard not to think ahead of like the next step and when you could start playing an even bigger role?
I mean, yeah, you have that happen. Sometimes it goes to your head or something, but I really just try to cancel all that noise out and just focus in on what I can do right now to make myself better right now, and then kind of just keep building off day by day and just getting better as a player.
Caden, do you feel different? You felt even in, it's one thing to go from spring practice to now. You can obviously say you feel different, but from September 3rd, first week of game prep to now, how different do you feel about the way you can play?
I feel like I've definitely got my movements controlled, like for my body. I know how I need to move, how I need to get there, how I need to do everything. So really just executing everything now and just learning myself. I've learned so much about my body that I feel like I haven't. Coach Jay just with my pass rushes, and it's crazy.
Everybody talks about the speed of the game. Isn't that different for everybody?
Yeah.
And do you feel like, was there a moment in a game when you got in, whether that was an opportunity or when you were starting to get pushed for more playing time, was there a moment where you thought like, okay, this is slowing down for me, I don't have to process as much?
Yeah, definitely once you start getting all the defenses figured out and you start feeling comfortable out there, once you start getting that comfortable stage, I feel like that's when you definitely start seeing the game slow down a lot and you start reading it a lot faster and you can start making more plays, I feel like, out there.
How was the weight room transition? Because we hear about Coach Mick's workouts and everything. I imagine that was a step up from what you were doing in high school.
Yeah. I mean, really, my high school coach I feel like he was one of the best high school strength coaches I had, really. So he helped me out a lot. I did a lot of the lifts that Coach Mick had doing in there. So I feel like I had a next step against everybody else coming in. But definitely Coach Mick's lifts definitely get you feeling like you're ready to play at the next level.
This may sound like an odd question, but the fourth down tackle you made against Iowa, you kind of army crawled off the punter and did this whole celebration. What's going through your head in that moment?
Oh, that's all just in the moment. I couldn't tell you what's going on through my head right there. I'm just trying to have fun.
Well, how did the emotion of making that play feel, though?
Really just seeing it all throughout the week, knowing that's my job, knowing that that's what I got to do, and just seeing it over and over again at night, just thinking about it, what could happen, and then it actually happening, which you wouldn't really think would happen. And then it really just makes you really excited to do all that.
That play was kind of hilarious. You watch back over it, like one of you, I don't remember which one of you jumped up to try to like, what's going through your head? You see that guy start to run at you, and you're like, he's supposed to punt the ball.
Yeah, when I saw him, he just picked it back up like he was going to pass it. So I was looking at him like, you about to pass it? And then he started running with it again. I was like, all right, so I just got to go get him down. And then thankfully that's what it was.
Was it as funny watching it back over for you as it was for us?
It was really funny.
There's quite a few guys who've been playing quite a bit on special teams, Kai and CJ and Sonny. Just what are you seeing from some of the other freshmen stepping up on special teams?
I mean, all of us really are just trying to focus in on our job and really just trying to help out to help the team, really. So I feel like all of us just focusing in on our assignments, really, and just trying to do the best that we can.
Caden, I'm sure you've probably been asked this about 75 times, because I'm sorry I'm late for the party here, but when you said, I'm going to go play football for Ohio State, did you envision, like, was it a goal that not only am I going to go play, but I'm going to play and I'm going to get some fairly significant time as a freshman my first year there in Columbus?
I mean, yeah, it's beyond a blessing, like I said, to these guys, but really just being able to do all that, you really don't see many freshmen out here getting these reps in the fourth quarter or any of the games. So really just having the blessing of having a great team that gets on teams early, gives me a chance to get out there and show my skills off is definitely a blessing.